Virgin Group is a holding company that includes more than 40 companies across 5 industries and continents. They are known mainly in the travel, health, music, entertainment, telecommunications, and space sectors. Since its beginnings as a mail-order record company in 1970, Virgin has grown to become a world-renowned brand. Virgin's story really begins in 1967 when Richard Branson launched Student Magazine at age 15. The purpose of the magazine was to provide an alternative to the old-school publications and magazines of the time. It covered everything from music to wars and gave young people a voice to challenge the perceptions of youth culture. The first issue of Student came out in January of 1968, and a year later, Branson's net worth was estimated to be £50,000. Although the magazine was not as successful as Branson had originally hoped, it later became a vital part of Virgin in its early days. In 1970, the Virgin brand was born, and it started selling records via mail order at a reduced price in Student. A year later, in 1970, Virgin opened its first record shop. The following year, Branson purchased a residence in Oxfordshire, England, and used it to create the first Virgin Records recording studio, known as The Manor. Virgin was known to sign controversial bands that other record companies were reluctant to sign, such as the Sex Pistols. It would also go on to sign other artists, including the Rolling Stones, Janet Jackson, the Smashing Pumpkins, and the Spice Girls. In 1973, Virgin Records and Virgin Music Publishing launched in the United Kingdom. Virgin Records would later be expanded to the United States in 1986. Virgin Records continued to go where no other record company dared go, like putting out God Save the Queen on Silver Jubilee Day. In 1978, Branson purchased Necker Island, which later became his family home, and by 1979, he was worth an estimated £5 million. That same year, the first Virgin Megastore opened. The Virgin Megastore brand would later expand to Japan in 1990, the USA in 1992, the Middle East in 2001, and Australia in 2002. The 1980s was a period of rapid growth for Virgin and included the launching of many new brands. In 1981, Virgin got into the gaming space by launching Virgin Games, which later became Virgin Interactive. This brand released video games for classic systems such as the Amiga, the ZX Spectrum, the Amstrad CPC, and the C64. Virgin took to the air for the first time in 1984 by launching Virgin Atlantic. A year later, in 1985, Virgin launched Virgin Holidays for vacations to accompany a flight on Virgin Atlantic. In an effort to expand operations, Virgin Atlantic purchased another Boeing 747 in 1986 to create a second route from London to Miami. The following year, the Virgin Airship and Balloon Company was launched, which later became Virgin Balloon Flights to provide hot air balloon flights. Throughout the 1990s and 2000s, Virgin continued to launch new brands at a rapid pace. As of 2019, Virgin was reporting annual revenue of £16.6 billion and had 50,000 employees worldwide, a far cry from its small beginnings. In July of 2021, Virgin Galactic, Virgin Space Division successfully launched its first fully crewed spaceflight with Branson aboard. The future looks bright for Virgin if the past is any indication of what's to come. If one thing is clear, it's that it doesn't matter where you start, but rather where you're going. Branson is an inspiration to millions and has shown that with hard work and determination, you really can reach the stars.